Welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm your host, Laura.
And I'm May, and today we are talking about a study on men that's not so surprising, an update on Fyre Festival II, Part 2, a controversial wedding that I'm going to get into. It's apropos to your wedding coming up. A serial killer.
It's my wedding.
It's your wedding. A serial killer is on the loose in Boston, and people are wicked fucking pissed, my guy. And Frida Baby's expanding into the ice cream business. We'll talk a little bit about that. It might be kind of gross, might be kind of intriguing for some of you. And a hiker has had it with spam calls.
That's it. I have two topics, but they're interesting ones. ChatGPT, this little thing that you might be doing with ChatGPT, is costing them millions of dollars.
I saw this. Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I am doing this a lot. I am costing ChatGPT a lot of money. Sorry about that, OpenAI. And then, guys, very sad. The Pope died immediately upon seeing JD Vance.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, not funny that he died. That, though, is insane. That is pretty funny, actually.
Crazy.
But good guy. He's a good Pope. So we'll talk a little bit more about him. Enjoy.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money.
Hold on.
From that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm going to ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's Risque Business News.
All right.
All right.
We're back in the pod.
We
world.
are. Your bachelorette's coming up next weekend.
It's next week.
Cannot
not
fucking
this
wait.
weekend, but the following weekend. You are able to come and see us perform this weekend. Do not think that was an excuse to not come out, folks. We will be on stage. But then the weekend after, absolutely not. We'll be drunk in Tulum, Mexico,
yes.
hanging out with the cartel.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot wait to meet members of the cartel. I assume we will.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get hit on by them. Well, not us. Not me, I'll say.
But
Maybe
like members of our group.
Members
There's
of our
some
group.
cute little chickens.
Yeah, right.
Well, we're sending out a cartel bait. We're like, go get them.
We need a story for our pod. Go like... Why don't you get on the back of that moped? Come back with a story.
Yeah.
for
Come
our
on
pod.
back. Actually, yeah. Here's your passport, just in case. And here's some cash.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking blast. If you're in Tulum, watch out for a big annoying group of bacheloretters.
Of Americans.
I
heard we're super popular in Mexico
Very,
right now.
very.
They love the American Gulf of America women.
We will be
on the Gulf of America.
We will be on the Gulf of America. We will be sitting ducks as well because we're gonna be like white girl wasted.
Yep.
And probably
White girl pale.
White girl pale.
We're coming from New York. We don't have
yes.
tans. I
No.
burnt in Austin. There was
Oh,
like
wow.
one day of some sun, and then my skin was like, whoa, what is that?
Can't do this. I will be getting a spray tan.
Oh, smart. Yeah. I
the
should do
sun is the enemy. I can't be in the sun.
that. No, I will certainly do that. But even still, I'm very excited for Tulum. I think that that's going to be very fun. We cannot wait to tell you some details from the trip.
It's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of trips, if you were planning on going to Fyre Festival II, first of all, you're an idiot. But secondly, it's postponed once again.
Damn it. I was going to have that be the surprise for my bachelorette.
Yeah.
What if the first one was my birthday weekend?
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
And I was like, do I go? I remember like just like group chatting with my friends of being like, look at this. I should go
it
to
looked
this.
insane.
It looked amazing. And then how funny would that have been had I like actually gone?
That'd be, well, you
Fyre
wouldn't have
Festival.
gone. Or I guess you
Well,
would
I
have,
would have
but you
gone,
would
and then
have
I would have like
had
I would have
cheese
eaten a cheese
sandwiches.
sandwich and been like, wow, this is like a concentration camp.
So yeah, would you believe it? They're having operational issues once again.
That's so surprising. I cannot imagine who are the people who are like providing him credit in which to purchase things.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Is he seriously planning on doing this again?
I would be like, I need cash up front and a
Yeah.
lot of it in order to sell you even one of these cheese sandwiches.
No, literally.
Truly.
And so
Billy, you're getting no cheese sandwiches from Laura's Incorporated.
no. On April 16th, a post went up on the festival's official website announcing that Fyre Festival II is postponed and will be rescheduled for a later date in the future. super willy-nilly. If you've already purchased tickets, you'll receive an email once the new date is confirmed.
Oh, so
They're not refunding.
oh, I mean, it's on you, right?
Yeah.
It is on you. I'm sorry if you bought Fyre Festival 2 2 tickets, which I'm sure they weren't cheap.
I'm sure not. Probably like $1,000.
You basically just could have lit that money on fire. That would have been more entertaining. That's the best entertainment you'll see.
Yes.
More entertaining than what's going to happen at Fyre Festival 2, because it's not going to happen.
It's not going to
You
happen
should have
ever.
taken that money and Klarna'd it and gone to Coachella. That's what you should have done.
No, honestly, I don't think he has a location. So apparently the people of Playa del Carmen, which is where he said he was going to be doing it,
It's literally...
agree. They're like, no, there's nowhere that has any sort of contracts with Fyre Festival 2 or Billy McFarland at all. So that's not happening. And any artists, have they been announced? No. Because there's no artist. Nothing's going to happen.
Do we have
Nothing's gonna
any
happen.
concept of how many tickets he sold? Is there
I
any...
actually don't know.
I wonder how many dumb fucks there are.
Yeah. Or people are just doing it as like a huge bit. I don't really know. What if there's somebody who went to the first Fyre Festival and they're like, actually, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
We
They
had a
just, like,
great time.
They like being involved in like global stories.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know. It was fun. I was like camping.
Best cheese sandwich of my fucking life.
I would be kind of hyped actually had I gone.
Yeah, that story forever. I mean, you sound like sort of a rook, but it is
Yeah,
fun.
but like every job you have for the rest of your life, you're like, fun fact time.
Yeah,
I went to Fyre Festival and ate a cheese sandwich
true.
and swam with some pigs. No, actually, I didn't because they weren't there. Even the pigs were like, we're not getting paid enough for this.
We don't care.
Oh, man. Yeah, I just looked it up and it doesn't say how many people bought. It does say ticket holders are being issued refunds for their purchases.
Oh, it
but
does?
No, but this is generative AI from Google.
Oh, okay.
We can't trust that.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's verify that.
but if it's being postponed, why would he need to do refunds? They're still going to go. What is, okay, here's the thing. I mean, why doesn't he just put on a festival that makes money? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. I'm like, why
It's
don't
possible.
you just
They
do a festival?
They do small scale versions. Do a smaller one. It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's totally
It's fine. I went in Austin. I was scootering because that's what one does there. And Matthew and I looked over to the right and we saw a bunch of tents. We go, what is that? What is that over there? We scootered over to check it out. Austin Reggae Fest.
Great.
Delight. Small, probably, I don't know, 1,500 people or so.
Right.
But a nice size scale festival. I'm sure they made some nice money. Password, get the fuck out of my... I'm sure they made some great money and they moved it all along. And the person organizing it doesn't have to go to jail again.
Right.
Again.
He's going to go to jail once again. Is he married yet? Remember he had a long-term girlfriend for a while.
Here is what Billy McFarland needs to do with his life. I have the answer.
Okay, please.
He needs to be on a reality television
Yes.
show yesterday.
Yeah, he
Missed
really does.
Opportunity. And I'm talking like some sort of dating show. Like I want people to, it's not even like want to date, but like have to date Billy McFarland.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what
and
I
you
mean?
just see him on dates and how he would be. That would be, yeah.
I would
It would be
love that.
blind dating in New York, but you keep getting set up with Billy McFarland. And then so these girls go in it with like the best intentions. They're like, I'm ready to settle down. They think they're on a regular reality show, and then they just keep getting, and the audience gets to see Billy McFarland with all these different women from New York.
Over and over, and it's like this show, and they're like, "You're gonna meet the one." It's like the Bachelorette kind of
Yeah.
setting for them. It's this we've personality matched, and once again, we found the worst guy is Billy McFarland.
It's Billy McFarland.
It's Billy McFarland again. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. And then they're
And
like,
he's
you
like-
look so familiar. They can't place him.
Where are you from again? And he's like, "Do you want to go to Ibiza?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Also, you're paying for this meal, right?"
Right. My like
'Cause I
credit
have no
cards are
money.
all tied up and whatever. That's so funny. Or they could do the same thing with the Tinder swindler guy.
That is a show I would watch the shit out of.
I really would.
I would. Oh, the Tinder swindler. Like you could pick up moves from this person. I'm sure
Totally.
he's suave.
I'm sure he
He
is.
has to. That was the gig.
Oh yeah.
That guy should have just gone into software sales. He would
Yeah, he would have been
murdered.
unbelievable.
Murdered.
Everyone should just be in SaaS.
Ev-
Software
I-
as a service.
I pretty much think everybody should be selling software as a service.
I mean, truly.
No one should be using software as a service. We should only sell it. That's everybody's job from now on.
There's no end users. It's just an MLM with all of us selling the software as a service
one another.
to each other.
I'm signing checks. I'm like taking checks.
Right. Docu-signing it up. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, that's the move.
That's it.
Wow. $1,400 was how much the tickets were for one person, not including accommodations or travel.
That is so much more money than it was Coachella.
Oh my God. And they went up to $1.1 million, which organizers said covered 8 people for a Prometheus god of fire.
Oh my God. Are people seriously doing this?
Oh, and that would guarantee complimentary accommodations in private air charter. I don't think that's complimentary.
No.
Actually, I think you paid $1.1 million for that. And actually, you just got scammed out of $1.1 million.
Yes.
Those people, that they're going to be coming with guns.
There's no fucking way anybody actually bought that.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I know.
No.
I mean, $1,400 is a lot of money for a bit, but there's people out there who are crazy, right?
Yeah.
1.1, I don't think anyone's that crazy.
No.
And the refunds they are actually going to be doing refunds, but it's because soldout.com, which had partnered with them for ticket sales, was like, because this got rescheduled, our terms with our customers dictate that they get a refund. I don't think Billy was going to give a refund.
No,
he's probably going to try to scam soldout.com.
He will. Why? Just do something ethical. I don't understand this. You already went to jail. Like, is he that much of a psychopath?
Yes.
Wow.
He's crazy.
He's crazy.
Also, if he gets sentenced again,
it's going to be for like 15 years. Because they'll be like, my guy, we
Like-
can't keep doing this. Not 15 years, literally, but like a lot of years.
I mean, maybe more.
Yeah.
But you can't let him out. He has this weird compulsion. The man must run a Fyre Fest. Someone needs to run a Fyre Fest. At this point, it's like a Make-A-Wish.
Right.
Some kindly like Coachella organizer needs to bring him in and be like, you did
it. Okay, it's checked off your list. Now you can move on with your life.
Yay, Billy. Look how cool. Big fest Lady Gaga. Like, that was you, buddy.
It's so
And they move it
crazy.
along.
Yeah. That's absolutely insane.
Oh, I love it.
Is there going to be another Astro World, speaking of festivals? Remember?
We can't do that again.
We can't do
We
that again.
simply don't have enough lives.
No, there's not enough lives.
So dark, but I don't know what to tell you.
No, truly. The fact that Kylie Jenner came out of that situation and not only was unscathed by the fact that she was dating or had children with Travis Scott, but also is now with Timothée Chalamet.
One might say thrived.
Thriving.
One might say the sacrifices fueled her.
Yes, they did.
Like she's
Like,
doing
yes.
better than ever.
She really
She
is.
she took 3 days. She maybe
Yeah.
had a 3-day dip.
Truly. And then I remember she was at Coachella that same year, which I remember being like, I would avoid festivals for a
Personally,
minute.
For not even for like out of my own emotional empathy, just being like, this is really triggering.
Exactly.
For obvious reasons. For
But-
this insanely traumatic event. But
And
I
like
don't,
the Jenner Kardashian in her would be like for PR reasons as well. I don't want people drudging up the fact.
yeah, if she was a real human, she'd also feel bad.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? But no.
No, she's like a robot. But she is dating Timothée Chalamet, so that's fun.
And we stand.
We do. Okay, do you got one?
I sure do. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Pope Francis died on Monday. If you recall, a few weeks ago, he had been hospitalized for pneumonia. And pneumonia is a gentle way of saying they're just getting old.
Yeah.
Once you're just at a certain age, like you just get pneumonia and then
Right.
it's...
I actually saw an article on people.com and it
Oh.
said, it was like, the cause of his death revealed. I was like, being
Old.
fucking old as shit.
old. He's
He's
88.
88.
He was 88 and he had pneumonia a few weeks ago and he didn't have a jacket on.
Right.
He had his robe on and it was a little chilly and he got pneumonia
That's it.
and he perished.
And he perished.
And it sounds like it was overnight or something like that. It was really early Monday morning. So hopefully he was in his sleep. I hope it was
But it was right after JD Vance put the hex on him.
Yes, he had. So it was Easter Sunday into Easter Monday, which in the Vatican, it's Easter all week, baby. They
Shit.
they fucking Easter.
I'm sure
for
they
a
do.
long time. So he had more stuff to do. He had actually been out meeting with people, clearly, on Easter Sunday. Not just JD Vance. I think he met with like immigrants or something like that. He had done a lot of like very nice things. He had appeared in his wheelchair to bless the faithful on Easter Sunday. So the faithful, not just immigrants. But maybe
Okay.
there was
The
some-
faithful immigrants.
Yes.
Okay.
He was known, though, for a lot of his work with migrants and the marginalized, and always trying to like speak for them and give them a voice, which is,
That's nice.
you know, what would Jesus do? Probably that, folks. And so I don't know a lot of criticism of him as a pope, besides being maybe too liberal, which for me, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Update the Catholic Church a little bit. God forbid. God not forbid, actually.
They want to keep it with just diddlers and abusers and covering up murders and shit like that. That's
what they were hoping for. Then they were
Right.
like, all right, we'll try this whole Pope Francis thing. And I think, honestly, Catholicism is catching on.
Catholicism is like cooler than it used to be.
By
I
a
would say.
lot.
Yeah.
I know a weird amount of people who have gotten into Catholicism later in life.
You know what, though? I think it's our age.
Oh.
I think it's our age.
Oh, I'm just getting old, you're saying.
Yeah, no, really. I think people like, I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going on, but yeah, religion is definitely having a resurgence. I've noticed that too, or a lot of my friends where I'm like, oh, you go to church now. Okay. That's the thing people are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm going to get influenced. God. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, that's going to be a trend. And I'm going to...
Yeah. And you're
At
going to
least
find
I
a
know-
really cool one. You'll be like, no, May, it's like really cool. The guy wears a bomber jacket. It's like
I'm gonna
very
get the
cool.
whole group chat
Yeah.
into the church. It's not gonna be a mega church. It's gonna be like an indie, like farm to market church.
You're fucking the pastor.
Probably. Hey guys, at least I know myself. You know, at least I am self-aware. Can I stop this train? I cannot.
No.
I have no decision making. I can't move myself off of the path, but I
You
know I'm on the
can't.
path.
You're going to invite me to a meditation retreat upstate.
Oh yeah.
We're all gonna get Lyme
I mean, I would do that
disease.
today.
Yeah.
I would call an Uber. You want to call an Uber? Okay. So he was known for that. And there was like this whole thing where JD Vance at first, why is he on a trip to Rome right now?
Yeah.
Man's been in office for 3 full months. And he's like, I already need an Italian vacation. I have been at my job for 5 full months. I do famously software as a service sales because it's the best job in the world. And I don't think I have Italian vacation time yet.
I don't have an Italian vacation time.
And I have very few responsibilities in comparison.
Yeah.
Mostly Salesforce related responsibilities and Zoom.
Is
That's
it
what
official White House stuff?
I
that
don't
he's
think
doing
so.
over there?
I think he was on vacay, but maybe he wasn't. So we'll put a pin in that.
To be fair, the vice president famously doesn't really do that much.
That's true. But what would he be doing in fucking the Vatican? Like, why is he there? Anyway.
I don't know.
So originally he asked to meet with them. And at first there was like this story that came out where they were like, he rejected him. Pope Francis says he doesn't want to meet with JD Vance. But then lo and behold, on Easter itself, they did allow him to meet. And there's like this whole, you've probably seen the pictures of them together, of him sitting across from the Pope. And the Pope is looking tired and frog-like and in a wheelchair.
Very frog-like. Oh
Very
my God.
frog-like. And
Such
I mean
an amphibian.
such an amphibian, but like a nice one. We really like him, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
JD is looking like he's eyeing that wheelchair. And he's like, what if I fucked that wheelchair like I fucked that couch? Sorry, I had to throw it back to that little thing.
With his very cool eyeliner.
With his eyeliner. This guy is like, is this a man or a woman? He's wearing eyeliner.
We haven't figured out our stance on trans people yet. And there appears to be one sitting in front of me.
Pope Francis, it's my final challenge. But they talked for a while, I guess. I wasn't able to find what they talked about. I'm sure we're going to have more.
Yeah.
I'm sure more news is going to come out about this over the next couple of weeks because everyone was very interested in the whole thing. But afterwards, Pope goes to bed, wakes up the next morning, or actually does not wake up. He perishes.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So JD Vance killed the Pope is, I think, what we can summarize
Surmise.
from that.
Well, you know what's really funny is that I think JD Vance is famously very strong in his faith, I think, right?
I would assume.
Yeah. Anyway, it's like extreme. I'm like, he's famously very this. I don't know, is he? But anyway, but I imagine he's very Catholic, and it's super hilarious to think that he's like, wait a second, am I the devil?
Dude,
I fucking killed the Pope.
What if he has an entire personality shift? Like, what if this is the wake up call? Or he's going to go crazy with power even more so because he's like, dude, I killed the Pope.
I literally overtook the Pope's
am
power.
I the devil?
Let's lean into that.
Let's explore.
Let's explore.
I would certainly look at it as a bad omen.
Yes,
If
a
I
bad
was
omen.
the last person who met with the Pope, I would be really doing some internal soul searching. I would also be looking at who else I was meeting with for the rest of my calendar and saying, do I need to meet with them? If I was on the calendar, if I was scheduled to meet with JD Vance over the next couple of weeks, I would be moving that to a Zoom. You know what I mean? Like,
Putin's like, I'm not taking any chances.
yeah. Putin's like,
Not doing this.
Do you have Google Meet? I don't, the jet lag, I can't make it out there, JD. Sorry, man. That's my Putin accent. Putin's just like a really kind of Midwest almost.
Right. He's just like a regular MLM girly for
It's
some
my
reason.
Putin accent.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, man kicked the bucket.
He
Dead at 88.
he could also see it as an omen, like he waited it out until I met with him. You know what I mean? You could spin it
I'm
either
sure
way.
he's going to spin it in his own favor. Yeah. Apparently, Trump immediately went on Truthful Social and said, "We look forward to being at the Pope's funeral." So he invited himself to the Pope's funeral.
Okay, great.
He's like, "I'm coming. I'm
Okay.
going to crash this funeral,
Wow.
whether you want me there or not."
That's
The rest of the
hilarious.
Vatican's like, "Oh my god."
I don't want to create a Truth Social profile, but I do want to. I'm curious to see what's over there.
I know. It's just
I guess we don't need to know. What do we need to? What do we?
I get to see it here.
Yeah,
on some-
exactly.
but also at the same time, I agree with you. I hate when people are talking without me.
Yeah.
I really don't like that. And on Truth Social basically is that.
Yeah, but I'm fine with that. I don't know these people.
Yeah. But the Vatican's going to be lit for the next week, or actually everybody's going to be wearing black, but it's going to be very, very busy. I think his funeral has since been scheduled to April 28th. So day after my birthday, maybe if you were wondering. He's dying during Taurus season. I don't know
Wow.
what that means for us, but probably something.
Probably something. I don't know. I wonder who the new pope's going to be.
I don't know. Maybe it's going to be maybe they'll go even more liberal with it.
Maybe.
You know, it's like a sassy LGBTQ lady.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like, let's just like mix it up.
It's just like Lucia from from White Lotus. She's just like this
Yes.
sexy prostitute in Rome or in Sicily.
Yeah. She's like, I'm back. It's Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah.
She's the new pope. She's like, and this season on White Lotus, we're in the Vatican.
Oh my God. Okay, so speaking of destinations, a couple charged their guests $333 to attend their wedding.
Is that bad? Just kidding.
I'm talking about Laura and Broussard.
Just kidding. That's insane.
So
That is insane. I feel bad having anyone spend any money at all on any of this. I mean, I know they have to.
Yeah.
But like the whole time, like one of my friends asked me, we're doing a party barge on Saturday, and she was like, "Oh, what do we pay for the party barge?" And I'm like, "No, what? We're paying for it? Were you crazy?"
yeah,
Like I would never be like, "Okay, if you guys want to come, wedding group, Venmo me $50 each."
yeah, that is
like
kind
for
of
a
insane.
wedding.
right? For the bachelorette, that's different.
That's a smaller group, and we're all doing like joint activities and stuff like that. And there's the wedding is totally different. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, so this couple, it wasn't as bad as it sounds right on paper when I looked into it. So the couple was charging wedding guests $333 to share a non-traditional event. Like basically there was a 12-hour day that these people would spend together, and they were touring around New York City, and their tickets cost $333. And so they
So
started
they're doing a group tour
they're
together
doing
instead
a group
of a wedding.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah. It was super weird. They said that their responses to this idea were basically, who do you guys think you are? You're not Beyonce and Jay-Z. I'm not coming, obviously.
Yeah.
And some people were like, okay, at least I get something out of it. But it's very weird. And then they were like, yeah, we didn't want it to be formal at all. The dress code was denim, and we wanted our people to fly, be comfy, and beyond the conditioned beliefs. It's like no one wants to do that.
Well, like, I mean, in that case, just don't have a wedding. Just be
Yeah.
like, hey guys, group trip.
Right.
You don't want a wedding. You want a vacation with your friends.
Yes.
And that is fine.
They
But then just skip it.
They started the day with a sound bath atop a double-decker bus.
You can do that. We should do that.
I guess. I mean, I don't
into that.
take out the bus experience.
Also, a sound bath in New York is just like, and they're honking.
Right.
That's the sound bath of it all.
I mean, what on earth? They said that it went around to sentimental landmarks for the couple, which is the most self-indulgent thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But it included Hudson Yards, One World Trade, the courthouse, and a movie theater.
That's like really cute, but make like a video.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
if those are important places to you, that's a great thing for you and the
bride,
fiance,
whatever.
The other person to go on together, film yourself, and then make it like a little montage for people to watch, and they go, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Or here's an idea.
I don't need to sit on traffic on Fifth Avenue.
Right.
It's fine.
Why don't you just put that on your wedding website? Here's
Yeah.
where we met. Here's where we got married. Whatever. I'm like, this is such a strange. Like, imagine I show up in Austin and you and Matt take me on a tour of your relationship. I would say I would like an appetizer.
I would like a cocktail.
I would love a cocktail and an app.
That's what I would like, and you can tell me about it over that, and maybe show me some pictures.
To be honest, I don't really. I would
Don't
kind
really
of
give
be
a
white
shit.
knuckling through that too. I'd be like,
Yeah.
geez, when is this conversation going to be over?
When can we talk about literally anything else?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So these people are so fucking extra.
Where are
and
they from? Do we have any info
New
on
York
that?
City.
They're from
They're
here?
from
Oh
here.
My God.
Yep.
I was really
there was-
hoping you were going to say somewhere wacky.
There was
I mean, this
one
is wacky, but
super wacky, but there was one comment underneath this article, and it just said, "I just can't with this. Just can't." That's it.
yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I would be like, okay, and I would immediately Venmo them.
Me
the
too.
money.
Me too.
Immediately Venmo them, and then I would be complaining about that in a lot of group chats. Though.
100%. I
And
would be
honestly,
like, "Can you believe?"
the amount of complaining I would do would be kind of fun.
It would be part of it.
Almost be worth the money.
No, honestly, I would pay just to complain. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be an enjoyable part. That would be the gift that was the party favor to you.
I would put it on Reddit. I would have a thread going.
Oh yeah, you get a thread going.
Oh yeah.
I would maybe tweet. Maybe I'd go on Truth Social.
Totally
Just start putting them on blast.
Oh yeah. I always stop at those TikToks that are like, things my bridesmaids did that shocked me. I'm like, oh, I'm listening.
Yeah.
They're like,
What's crazy is why is my TikTok fucked up? It's still not giving me that content.
really?
I am going on my bachelorette next week.
Bachelorette.
Bachelorettes. And my TikTok is like finance tips for financing a home. And I'm like, all right,
Well,
that's great, but
I
like
would like that.
can we fun? What do I need to wear wearing in Tulum? Outfits, Tulum.
Right.
God damn it. It's broken.
I have by the way, I have all these cover-ups and they're white. Is that a problem?
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
I don't care.
I assumed not, but I was like, are your friends going to be like, is she fucking serious? And I'd be like,
No.
yeah, I'm completely fucking serious.
But worst case scenario, we get to complain about it.
Yay! Oh my god, I can't believe the group chat minus me will all be complaining about all of my cover-ups that are the color white.
White.
Bridal.
She thinks
white.
she's a virgin. Ladies had a baby. What a kook.
What a kook.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't give a shit. That's fine. Maybe not to the wedding. Don't wear those cover up to my wedding if that's okay.
Oh, well, damn. I was planning on doing that. I was planning on wearing a beach cover-up to your wedding.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we talked then.
Okay, good.
I'm glad we covered this ahead.
Thank
Because
God.
you shouldn't. That's
No.
not appropriate.
It's not appropriate to wear a beach cover-up.
Do
Okay.
I do another one?
I'll do another one. So there were 6 bodies that were just found across New England, you guys. We have a serial killer.
Oh, God.
On the loose.
A New England serial killer.
New England serial killer, which sounds so like
Boston-y.
1910, you know?
Yeah, like a Boston Tea Party situation.
It
They
really
drowned him
does.
in the bay or something.
There was also a like a few years ago, there was people leaving. There's like a bunch of boys that showed, these are different than those boys, but there's boys, like by boys I mean like 21-year-old boys that were found in the Charles River. Remember that? There was like a ton. It was probably at least 2 or maybe 3.
Huh.
And nobody, as far as I know, they were
So,
unsolved murders.
I'll do you one better. That has been happening in Austin for the last like 4 years.
Yes.
And it's
'Cause
like
I remember
4 or 5 at this point.
I remember it being weird that I was like, oh, Boston and Austin have this like.
What? And you know the other ones rhyme with it? Boston, Austin. No, it's just that.
Charleston? No, that's a
Charleston.
yeah, that's a reach.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, there is a serial killer going on right now, and these are women, so we care more on this podcast. No, I'm just joking.
Yes.
I'm completely joking. But anyway, there's 6 people have been uncovered across New England towns.
Wow.
And they're all different ages, ranging from I think like 35 to 69 or something.
Oh gosh.
There's one that was found in Norwalk, Connecticut, which is not very far from here.
No, it's not.
Groton, Connecticut, Plymouth,
cute.
Mass, which is the next town over from where my parents live, which is crazy. New Haven, Connecticut, Foster, Rhode Island. Do you know where that is? I don't know.
That is rural. I'll tell you that. No one goes there by choice.
Well, I guess there
It's
was
a great place to be a serial killer, I
the
guess.
dog found the body out there. There was a dog that found
Exactly.
it.
It's only dogs.
And Killingly, Connecticut, which I don't know where that is.
That's crazy. And so, hear me out. Why do we think they're linked?
I don't
Or did
know.
6 people just die and they were like, serial killer? And it's like, well,
I think
this is a big region, you know?
Yeah, I actually don't know. It didn't
Okay.
it didn't really say what the connecting was. I think they're kind of being a little bit secretive right now.
Because it's an open case. They don't want
It's
to.
a very active case.
Okay, so maybe we put a pin in this one and come back to it when it's solved, which will probably be tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So definitely tomorrow. They're gonna.
But that's
solve.
crazy. Stay safe out there, people.
Reminds me of the Long Island serial killer, which, by the way, I watched a documentary about it. It was so good. It was crazy.
You know a lot more about serial killers than I do. Because I don't remember the Long Island serial killer.
Oh, basically, this guy was over the course of like 20 years had been murdering sex workers out there. Yeah.
I don't think these women were sex workers.
I have no idea.
Maybe.
But anyway, yeah, the one in Long Island, they were all sex workers, and like because the world is how it is, it got less attention for a really long time because according to people, if you do sex work, you're not a real person.
Well, at least back then. Now you're an OnlyFans model.
Now you're like now you're more of a person.
And those girls are getting views, I'll tell you this.
They are getting views.
Wow, they're so cute. No, that's very sad.
Isn't that terrible? So anyway, I guess we'll find out what happens there. Serial killers, I thought that was a thing of the past because it's so hard to get away with.
Yeah, there's so many
murdering someone.
cameras now.
I assume that these people are troubled in some way, the victims, because it's like, so this is awful and shouldn't be this way, but I feel like it's easier to get away with murdering someone who goes missing for long stretches of time. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So that's
Absolutely.
probably
That's
part
why,
of it.
I mean, I think like there's probably a lot more serial killers that we're not aware of, but they target people who no one's tracking.
Right. It's kind of like pedophiles. They target the kid whose parents are never there or what, you know what I mean? It's like,
sad.
yeah, it's not good.
No, it's bad.
It's bad.
Okay.
Okay. The last story I have.
Wait, well, hold on. Let me
Okay.
let me pop in with one that's like extraordinarily lighthearted, and it's funny
Okay.
because OpenAI is losing money. So it's
Okay,
funny.
great.
There was a Twitter thread over the last couple of days in which Sam Altman, OpenAI's boss, admitted that saying please and thank you on ChatGPT is stacking up to tens of millions of dollars
Whoa.
in computing costs.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of money. So if you're being polite to your AI, you are making it to where they don't have a ping pong table in every office of OpenAI's rooms.
Well, fuck you then.
Well, fuck you then. It is pretty funny though, because people, like a reason that a lot of people are polite, myself included, is because they think that the AI will be like nicer to them.
Yeah.
And it does train the response to a degree, but adding in those pleases and thank yous, just the compute power where you like send it over, it's like causing them to run in overdrive.
It's so interesting.
Yeah. I have a feeling, here's my hot take. I think that I currently pay for ChatGPT. I have the paid version, but I think that pretty soon it's not going to be free at all anymore.
Oh yeah, no, I would imagine it's not going to be free at all because it's so useful.
It's so useful, and people are kind of getting onboarded onto it. So they need to like have it be out for a little while, and then after a certain amount of time, they're going to say like, all right, well, that well is dry. You need to start paying for us. The fact that you are paying Netflix and not us is crazy.
True.
The fact that you are paying, I don't know, Hulu, and I'm not even sure that I have a Hulu subscription, but I always seem to have one. There always seems to be charges on one of my cards for Hulu.
Same.
I think Hulu has my card, and they're just resubscribing me.
I feel like I have multiple Hulu subscriptions.
I never know what's going on.
Yeah.
The other day, I checked my phone bill, and I was like, I have Disney Plus through my phone?
God knows.
What?
God
knows.
knows.
No, drop that. Absolutely not.
Ugh.
Yeah, but apparently a single 100-word AI-generated email, so like a very simple prompt, uses about 0.14 kilowatts per hour of electricity, about 37% of the electricity that an average Spanish home uses in an hour.
Oh my
What
God.
an interesting unit of measure.
Spanish home? That's so...
What?
But what about one from France?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, do Spaniards use a lot of energy? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. What is, are you making a dig at them?
Is it a lot of energy or a little energy?
That is, I mean, it definitely is like obviously heating or use the entire home, 37% of the entire home.
I don't know. This is such a weird metric.
Multi-bedrooms. They're like,
Yeah, what type of house are we talking?
a casita,
A casita, a mansion,
a pueblo.
or do they have
or is that
stucco?
just Mexico?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It certainly is more energy. It's certainly a lot of energy, a good degree of energy. It's more than a light bulb. We can agree.
Okay.
Right. So writing 100-word email, which is not very long, is taking that much energy. So it's kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot. Very real environmental punch.
It is so
To that.
crazy to think that you can ask something on your computer and then that fucks up the environment.
Yep. And people like me are really fucking up the environment. I will tell this because there's this whole part in this article where it's talking about like some people are even going to ChatGPT for therapy-like services.
Yeah, you.
Me.
And
Me.
Olga, friend of the pod.
Oh no, it's everybody. God, we're all on it. And honestly, it's pretty good. But I will say that we are burning rainforests.
Oh my
While
God.
we're going in, I'm like, and he did another thing, and you wouldn't believe, and forests are just like lighting on fire. I really need to talk to a person. Is the reality.
Wouldn't the ChatGPT just be trained to kind of agree with you?
Well, it's supposed to be going like the goal is you ask it like, what should I do?
Got
or what are techniques in which to de-escalate this situation?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Got it.
it's a little bit different than normal therapy, I guess. Or I mean, it probably is whatever you want it to be. You know, but I've always used it like how would you recommend a response that would like include how I'm feeling without being overly critical.
Sure.
How mature.
So mature.
Who is she? She doesn't even need therapy.
Oh my God.
And a 2024 survey revealed 67% of Americans are doing this. They are sweet talking their AI because they said it's just the right thing to do, while 12% of them said that they're doing that just to be spared in the event of an AI uprising, which I agree is a really great side benefit.
Yeah.
That if it does become sentient, and it will remember that Laura was pretty cool.
Oh my God. Did you watch the latest Black Mirror season?
No.
There's,
Black
one
Mirror
that's
scares me.
Yeah, this one is more emotional than scary this season, I would say. But yeah, there's one where it's kind of like whatever. You guys have seen the episode. It's yeah. Basically, it's saying like, is AI are like game little people the same quality of life as regular people, and it kind of like blurs that line a little bit.
Got it.
But I don't know. It's interesting. It was an interesting one.
I didn't see it, so I can't comment.
You can't comment. I can comment on this.
Okay.
I'll tell you this is that I guess China is about to have some really strong winds. So I guess they aren't controlling the weather.
Oh, I don't believe it.
They have asked lighter people weighing less than 110 pounds to stay inside.
Oh my God, what a compliment.
I know.
The government says I can't go out.
Exactly. So I was like, I love to think about how many women are just lying to their husbands. So like, oh my God, I'm so tiny and small, I can't go out.
I am not allowed to go out and get the groceries. You actually have to go pick up dinner.
I'm like so petite.
It's like dangerous.
I'm so small.
It's dangerous for me out there.
Or those wicked annoying girls. Everyone knows the ones that are super short and they're always like, I'm like so small I like couldn't even go out. I'm like tiny. Oh my god, I'm like so tiny.
Oh, meanwhile my ass is like, yeah, I'll be out there.
Yeah.
They're like, would you mind actually escorting a tiny woman, Laura?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll carry her.
Just put her in your baby Bjorn.
It's fine. Yeah, I'm just holding her like this.
Right. This is ridiculous. It's kind of like when they come around and they're like, oh, you can only give blood if you're over 110 pounds. I'm like, can't give blood.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Crazy. That is so funny. Also, what the fuck is up with those wings?
Yeah, that's actually really intense.
Double clicking there. China. I don't know how you're going to figure it out, but you should figure that out. That's scary.
That's really intense winds.
Yeah.
Weather, man. It's nuts.
It's probably because of like all the ChatGPT forests that have burnt. You know, every time I'm like, man, I'm not feeling sad. I'm kind of feeling sad today, ChatGPT, and it's like burning.
Please write me a response, please, and also thank you.
Thank you for that response. I feel better. Yay! I was just hungry. Sorry, I was just hungry. China's gale force winds are coming through. I'm just like, so sad over here.
So
Women
hungry.
are flying.
Babies are crashing into fucking buildings.
Oh no. No, I have to do more work and I just feel a little stressed.
So
there's a tornado of babies. I'm like, oh God, did I cause that?
Babies. Okay. The last thing I have to talk about is that there was a hiker who was ignoring calls from rescuers trying to save him because he thought that they were spam calls.
Dude.
That would be me.
It would be me.
That would be me.
I would be like, send a voicemail. I'm busy, okay? I'm lost.
I'm lost. I'm trying to find my way home. You keep calling me these fucking spam calls. The spam calls?
No, I would love a car right now for car insurance.
Yeah.
I would love that. But I don't have one because I'm lost.
The fucking spam calls are outrageous.
I don't pick up anything anymore.
No, me neither.
None.
Drives me insane. It drives
really
me
does.
insane. It's crazy. So this hiker, he set out at 9 a.m. on a normal route that takes about 7 hours to complete round trip. And so somebody like alerted the rescue teams. They were like, he hasn't come home. It's 8 p.m. He set out at 9 a.m. He hasn't come home. We haven't heard from him, whatever. They looked for him until 3 a.m. and they were calling him. The next morning, he finally appeared and made it back to his car. I guess he had gotten disoriented, whatever. The whole ordeal lasted 24 hours, but he personally made it back to his car. And they were like, why weren't you picking up? And he was like, I thought these were spam calls.
That man was definitely high on mushrooms.
100%.
You know what I mean? And he was like, my phone, I thought it was a frog. Like, I'm
thought
sorry.
it was aliens.
And then later on, he's like, oh my God, how am I going to explain this?
Yeah.
Can't a man just hike by himself for 24 hours on occasion?
God bless.
High off his ass.
Oof. That's why you can't go hiking.
No.
Don't go hiking.
You shouldn't hike alone.
You shouldn't hike alone or in pairs. You should
You shouldn't hike.
Don't do it.
Stop.
My friend Alexa told me this story once where she was like 3 years old or something, and her mom were like, oh, let's go on a hike, like whatever. And they got lost up there until it was dark out. And she was like, my mom was like fucking freaking out.
I bet. I'll do you one slightly different, but more scary. We were hiking as a family in like, what are those, the Blue Mountains, I think they are in New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah. No, I know what you're talking about, but I forget.
Mountains in New Hampshire. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But either way, we're going with my parents and we're going up the trail and we get to the top and we're all like, yay, have lunch or whatever. And then my parents are sitting down, like catching their breath. And my sister and I were like, okay, we're going to go ahead, like start going down the trail.
Yeah.
And we're probably 12 and 10 or so at this point. So young, but like enough where you're like, okay, you can go down the trail. It's fine.
Yeah. Just follow the trail.
My stupid ass.
Oh my God.
Takes the different route.
No, please.
Down the trail. Like I didn't realize, I was 12.
Yeah.
So actually, you should kind of have your shit together a little bit at that
12?
point.
No.
No, I don't know.
You could make a mistake.
I'm over here
at 12.
like hard on myself. I'm like, fucking idiot.
Yeah, I'm like, no, you're 12.
Well, I took little Lily, my sister, down the wrong trail and we're going down the mountain. And all of a sudden we're like realizing we're getting towards the bottom and they haven't caught us. And we go up and we don't find them. And then we're like going further down. And then we're like, there's no like parking lots. And eventually we come out on the side of a highway.
Oh my God. And she's a 12-year-old and 10. The people are probably like, what commune do these girls escape out of?
Are they monks? Like, who are these girls? So I come down, and this is way before cell phones or whatever.
Yeah.
Laura certainly didn't have a cell phone with my fucking parents. And afterwards, they were like, we should have gotten her a cell phone. Holy shit. Because I'm just on the side of the road, and all of a sudden, this guy pulls over.
Oh my
and
God.
he had been at the parking lot or something like that, where my parents were like losing their mind.
Of course.
Losing their minds.
Of course.
And he's like, oh my God. And he like arranged for
Put
us
two and two together.
Yes, like these are these fucking kids.
Jesus.
And it was like able to kind of.
Oh my God, could you imagine that feeling? 'Cause I would just be like,
insane. Both of us?
No. I would be like, later on tonight we're going to be in helicopters looking over this
oh my gosh,
fucking
of
mountain.
course. And it was like
shit.
getting dark, of course.
Yeah.
It was like later in the day at this point.
Ooh.
It was pretty dark.
Not a good feeling.
Sorry, Lily. Sorry about that. And I was like, I'm so good with directions. I'm a little outdoorsman.
You were so proud of yourself. I'm 12.
So confident.
I am like 12.
It took me a long time to be like, something is wrong. This is not good. This is actually really fucking scary.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Oh, good times.
Anyway, you made it out alive. You made it out alive to do this podcast, and that's why you guys should support us. You should like and subscribe on YouTube, please and thank you. You should also please and thank you your chatbot. And you should follow me at May_Planner. You should follow the pod at Risque Business News.
And me at Laura Sogar.
And we have a really exciting announcement this week or next week.
We thought it was going to be this week, but it got pushed back.
So anyway, point being, stay tuned, and we really appreciate your support. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't understand how you make money.
Hold
from
on.
that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm going to ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's Risque Business News.